Hi and good evening or good afternoon from Heathrow Airport after the day before the night before when we went out of the Champions League, and I don't know where to start. I actually don't know where to begin. Look, last night was a disaster. The players weren't playing for the manager. I just our club's a joke at the moment. And I'll tell you one good thing about it was the fans last night in the South Stand were blooming immense. They did not start singing from minute one to minute 96. If the players on the pitch showed any sign of passion that us fans showed, then it'd be a different team together. And look, it was AC Milan were beatable. That's the thing. I'm sitting here at Heathrow Airport waiting to go back to Dublin. That they were beatable. It was a game we should have won. They weren't great. It was a team, and we just didn't turn up. The players weren't playing for the manager. I don't know all this Conte thing. Did the players know something we don't? Because something has to give somewhere along the line. There's reports out this afternoon. As I hit the airport, there was reports that several players and staff are pleading with Pochettino to come back to Spurs. We have a world class manager, and again, it hasn't worked out. And look, I was always Conte in, but if he's going to go, just do it now. Put us out of our pain and misery. Um, I, I'm deflated. I'm broken. I'm disillusioned. I'm disconnected. I'm 42 years of being a Spurs fan, and I've never been this disconnected with the club. The club, the fans, we're all disconnected. I mean, Steve Perryman come on at half time to talk about like the '84 Cup final, and Danny Thomas, of course, missed that penalty. The fans sang his name from the south stand where the penalty was being taken back to the touchline, back to centre circle. There's only one Danny Thomas. The club and the fans were as one. We weren't as one last night. We haven't been as one for a long time. Now, a lot of people say it's Levy's fault. Last night wasn't Levy's fault. Last night was the players and Conte. They have to take full responsibility for that, and the players as well have to look themselves in the mirror. Am I giving my all for the manager? Am I giving 120% for the badge? And they're not. Some of them players last night were only giving 10, 70, 80%. Um, the only ones for me who showed any bit of sort of get up and go in second half was Pero when he come on. He tried. Hoybier tried. And that's about it. All the rest of them were fucking useless. And you gear yourself up for a Champions League game. You gear yourself up for it. You get excited, you're pumped, you go there, you meet up with your mates or your family, or like we all met up for the Kildare Spurs group. I'm big up to Ollie actually and all the lads. It was a great night. And also I want to say special thank you to Jack, Dave and Nick and Ellie and Brad and Chris and Brad, the lads from the Kildare Spurs group. I've had the best trip away ever. It was a fantastic trip, and thank you all of you for making it special. It really was. And look, I'm disappointed we didn't get the result, but like for Jack and Nick come all the way from America to watch that shite. I mean, they're going Saturday to the Forest game. That stadium's going to be half full. That will send a message. Something has to change. So, do you get rid of Conte now and bring in Pochettino? Which I don't want Poch back at the club. I'd rather go for a different manager. I've always said Thomas Frank, but will he be another Graham Potter? You don't know. Um, I just, I just don't know what's wrong with our club. There was no fight last night, no desire, no hunger. It was a chance to get into the last day of the Champions League, and we went out on a whimper. We went out with no passion, no nothing. I miss my Tottenham. I miss the days of Galvin, Perryman, Archibald, Crooks, Mabbott, Teddy Sheringham. The 90s were awful, but you knew The players will give 120% when they went on that pitch from 1 minute to 90 minutes. You know, they may get beat, which they mostly did on the Aussie and Jerry Francis, but they gave their all. These players do not give their all. Now, where do we go from here? Well, I think it's quite obvious the players are not playing for Conte. That showed last night. On TV, you don't really get you get to see a bit, but you don't seeing it live. You then realise they're not playing for Conte, and we have to see what happens. But look, we have to go onwards and upwards. We've got Forest Saturday. The only thing now is top four, but top four is in the trophy, and we're now going into year 15 without winning a cup. We went out to Sheffield United on a whimper. We went out to AC Milan on a whimper. We lost to a second. We lost to a second string, not on the Forest side, in the League Cup. We as fans should not be. Should we deserve better? We deserve to see better. We deserve to see a better team, a better Tottenham, and it ain't gonna work for whatever reason. And if Levy was to make a change, then do it now. Put us out of our misery. It's like letting you wouldn't let an animal suffer. This is painful for us. This is breaking all our hearts. This is making us disillusioned with the club. I've got no problem with them bringing in extra revenue, like the F1 yeah, it's extra money for the club, but the money's got to be put on the players. We've got to back the manager, whoever that manager is, because I don't think it'll be Conte. We've got to back him. And if Poch does come in, look, Poch will get my support. I'll support anyone that comes in 110% because of my love for Tottenham Hotspur. But you, you don't know what's going to happen next to that club. We're a joke. We're a pale shadow of our former selves. Last night it was like I don't recognise this club. I don't recognise the team. And look, I said it with Philip Brady a couple of weeks ago. We need a total reset. Look, I think we've got to start with the manager. The ownership of the club would probably sort itself out, but we need a new manager bounce. If it means us getting into the Champions League next year, we have to get a new manager's bounce. I feel sorry for Conte that it hasn't worked, but again, I think the people that are to blame are the players. Again, they've let another world-class manager down. Again, they don't put in 100. They don't give all. And look, if Harry wants to leave in the summer, look, he'll leave my blessings. Why would he want to stay around for another rebuild? I think this group of players who we've had, a majority of them, need to go. We need to ship out all the deadwood and start again. And let us know what we're doing. Let us know what the plans are. Something that we can get behind. But look, that's my thoughts on it all. As I said, I'm very disillusioned and I feel like I'm grieving. I feel like I'm grieving. That's how I feel sitting in this airport. I feel I'm grieving of a loss of something, and it's the loss of my club. It's the loss of Tottenham Hotspur. I miss my Spurs, and I want my Spurs back. But look, I'll support them again on Saturday against Forest. But look, I want my Spurs back. But listen, everyone, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit the subscription button. We will be back with more content in the next few days. Back doing live stuff again. Whatever you're doing, take care of yourself. Come on, you Spurs. In the new manager we trust.